Hi, it's the start of a new scroll, Red Earth. And so 52 days of working with this mastery energy. And today it is Monday, the 16th of December 2019. And we've got Sun in Sagittarius and we have got Moon in Leo. So lots of fire at this Red Earth time. And today I've been working with a lovely woman who is one of my kin, and this is such a mind-blowing time for me to go really deeper with people of my kin, of my tribe, and to be able to see all the story, our ancestral patterning as it's playing out. So amazing to have brave people who are willing to do this exploration as well. And this is what this tribe is all about: red earth, white wind, blue hand, and yellow human. The planetary energies of blue hand and yellow human are the planet Earth, and red earth and white wind are Uranus. And Uranus is the evolutionary planet in astrology. So it really reveals what's coming to light for us to evolve as human beings. We've been through an intense journey recently, going into the center of the Zolkin. We've just completed the yellow seed wave spell with 10 portal days. Yesterday we had the shift day, and today we go into the yellow castle with red earth. So we're seeing manifest what began at the start of this cycle on the 13th of July back in Cancer. Really powerful energy. So I'm just going to read you a moon degree that was earlier today, and this is key for me. I have my Sun and my Mercury in Leo, and this is another way to really work with these energies. When these come up each month in a Sun sign, you can start to work with them in a powerful way. Leo at 20 degrees, a black pearl hidden in an oyster, working very hard to find again what is lost, to get at what is conspicuously missing. It takes tremendous inner forces to restore the pearl. But most of all, you must vanquish your pride and acknowledge from the core of your being that going through this world without your deep soul intact is hell. If you seek, you shall find. If you ache, you shall come to a restored wholeness, but not without the suffering, the grief, and the facing of the void. Initiation in the depths. It is a superb path if you have the courage and stamina for it, but midstream it is cauterizing, corrosive, and deadly. Appearances are deceptive. Nothing is as it may seem for a while. What matters supremely is guts and integrity. And it's midstream now for me on my path, and it is a stark reality for most people on the planet right now who are going through some really intense stories, really huge shifts, and struggling a lot of the time to try and make sense of this. The thing is, it does not make sense because we're coming to the end of the old stories. We're coming to the end of times, the apocalypse, the revelation. And all of these key themes are good, even though they don't feel it. It means that we're coming into truth, into authenticity now. And we have to go through this birthing tunnel. We have to go through this baptism of fire and this reshaping. And that's it, really. That's it. Red Earth is all about what has ungrounded us, what has hit us really hard in terms of tribal wounding, in terms of how we've adapted to survive. And if we're here on planet Earth at this time, we come from survival stock. That's the truth, because we're here. So in our DNA, there is coding around this survival mechanism, and there's a reason why we are here today. So uncovering our own personal mystery is the key to set us free. And one of these tools is, of course, a Mayan calendar, which I have now been working with for 8 years, and I'm in my 9th year, which in itself is very symbolic because it means we're going through a gateway point at number 9. So today I'm in a different room. So I have my calendar here with me, and there you are. We're here where the blue tack is on the yellow castle, number 1, Red Earth. So we just got 1, 2, 3, 4 days to go before we come to a burner sign, which I talk about on my blog, flowwithjo.com, and I have mentioned it many times in the video. This is a planetary burner day, yellow self-existing sun. It's how to be free and clear and a light holder, basically. Somebody who is doing their shadow work on the inside and literally reformatting their amygdala experiences. This is key to having emotional intelligence, emotional awareness, and emotional freedom, and changing the human being story on every programming level, mind, body, and spirit. It's absolutely essential to do this. Otherwise, you get stuck playing the same old story until you do this work. So we're about to come up to another 20-day process, and this will be in red overtone dragon. So I will be doing a video about that when that arrives. For now, we are still in the 8th 20-day process, so we're still doing the integration. When we go into the next one, we will be going into the number 9 one again. So again, this is going to be a huge gateway point, and that will be on the 20th of December that we're going through another huge gateway. So back to today. Red Earth is the 17th Mayan sign, and as such, it is a mastery process. We have the first 13 Mayan signs, which are the human being process, the first 12 being the human being, the 13th being the Red Skywalker, the human being who is ready to do the inner work. And this is so key to understand this. This is not just an intellectual process. The calendar itself is about committing to a process of knowing. And I've been reading several threads on different things, different social media around people talking about mind fog, for example. And some people are saying that's because of diet. Some people are saying that's because of drugs, and of course it can be for many reasons. Again, it's about looking at the holistic perspective, so all arenas if possible. One of the main reasons for this fog in the brain is because we are currently at a juncture of awakening the human consciousness, and we have been living out of alignment with truth using the Gregorian calendar in the West for thousands of years. So we have naturally been doing things that are not of this earth. They are of a religious mindset, a distorted mindset with an agenda. And when we are working with that code, then we are totally out of alignment with all the natural cycles. And basically, in a nutshell, you know, I often talk about this, it means we get ill as human beings because we are just like every other organic thing on the planet. We are meant to connect with the sun and all the other planets and healthy natural cycles of when we go to sleep, when we're awake, needing to have rest. Most people are suffering from burnout because they're on this 24/7 cycle, being plugged in to all sorts of stuff and having an overload of it. And we are not machines and we can't cope with that. So one of the great things to do over this period coming up to the winter solstice, when it's at the darkest time of the year in the north part of the world, the northern hemisphere, is to rest as much as possible. And there's very little sunlight. So again, we're running on low energy. We can't charge up in the same way. We're not out on the land in the same way. All of this is really, really important, that we need to connect to Mother Earth and the sun and recharge our batteries. Most people today are not aware of that. Just very simple act of being barefoot on the land and recharging and healing, because we are of the earth. We are made up of all the elements that are on this planet. It's where we come from and it's where we return to when we no longer have our spiritual being inside. So today is a very key day because it's time to see what's manifest for us as a human being living on the land. All of these signatures, these galactic signatures of red earth, white wind, blue hand, and yellow human, are about human beings who come to mine new tunnels for mankind. And so red earth is about awakening to what is coming to light through Uranus, the light bringer, the planet that brings Kundalini experiences. White wind is the second Mayan sign. Again, the planet is Uranus, and this is all about the new learning for human beings of embodying the spirit. And of course, the planetary energy is Uranus in Taurus. So again, this is really about embodiment. And again, going back to the mind fog, is when we are disconnected from source, when we are running old programs, when we are putting things into our bodies that are unhealthy, then we experience delusions, we experience illusions, we experience forgetfulness and cognitive dissonance as well. So it's all part of a protection program on a psychological level, where these codes are now changing, and it's time for us to wake up and get a reality check about just what's going on for human beings on planet Earth. So again, it really is being able to get clear now as a human being. Blue hand is planet Earth, and it's the 7th Mayan sign. It's all about the mystery, shaping our destiny, finding tools to use for healing. We are our own healers. We have our own answers. Some people have special gifts with healing modalities, but the truth is that it's each person that is able to heal themselves. Again, a lot of the energy at the moment is outside. It's about believing that other people have the power to shape our destiny. And the truth is, the place to work is inside. The focus is inside all the time. This is what changes the outside. Yellow human, whose planet is Earth, is the 12th sign, is the structure. The human being is a philosopher's stone. So although our mind may experience mind fog, brain fog, run lots of different coping mechanisms around denial so that we stay safe on one level, we also can stay stuck, though, with that, not looking in denial. The body doesn't lie, though. The body shows where the energy is stuck, and this is where we get ill, because our chi, our energy isn't flowing. And again, this is key to Eastern medicine, documented for thousands and thousands of years, and many, many cultures around the world who know that this is about mind, body, and spirit, and uncovering, patterning, ancestral story around the literally on a cellular level what we are carrying as human beings. And we all know what that is on a deeper level. When we're ready, we can unlock it and work with amazing wisdom. So we've got access to all of that. But whilst we're still running an old program where we're not behaving wisely, then of course we're not going to be able to access this deeper wisdom. So this is also really, really key. So in other videos, I've talked about spirals. So for any date of the year, you can look up the Mayan Code, and I use starroot.com. I have other decoders, lawoftime.org, on my website under resources. And so you can put any date in there that you wish, including your own date, of course, if you don't know your Mayan sign. And you can unlock a spiral. So again, I've written several articles on my blog about this, about the summer solstice, the winter solstice, the spring equinox, uncovering cosmic code so we can see when cycles start and when we're in a particular energy that year, we can work with conscious awareness of it. Now, 1111 is a really, really powerful code. And so just to give you a heads up on that. So 1111 is a time for release, for letting go, the structure of release. It's in Scorpio time. And the last code of red earth was, in terms of the 13-year cycle, was red cosmic earth, which was in 2014. So what needed to shift on the planet? So the preceding 13 years, so again back to 2011, my apologies, 2001 I was going to say, and then realised It's not that, it's 2002. If we go back to 2002, that was a 13-year cycle of red Earth. And so once we've gone through 13-year cycle of red Earth, that's what we're awakening to. That's the light bringer. That's what Uranus has been bringing us as to what we've been experiencing on planet Earth as human beings, that ungrounds us. Okay, so I'm not sure whether I restarted the video there or not while I was putting the dates in, so my apologies if it's a bit jumbled. This is the thing with doing the dates, trying to get my head around putting the dates in and then talking in the galactic language. Okay, so 2015 on 11/11, we began white magnetic wind 13-year cycle. Now, white magnetic wind is kin number 222. Okay, so that's really magical in itself. That's another amazing number. And in the 13 moon calendar on 11/11 every year, it's moon 4, self-existing moon, day 25. So this is the time period where we, for 28 days in Scorpio, we really get into whether we are self-existing or whether we're still running codependent codes. This is a really key time every year. And so white magnetic wind is a galactic activation portal. So it's a human evolution portal. And so we're actually in that now for 11/11, in that spiral. And last year, which is 2018, we were in red self-existing Earth. Okay, so again, self-existing, in a self-existing moon time, very, very powerful. And that was when I was in Mexico, which was an amazing experience. So this year, we went into white overtone wind, and so this is the energy that we're in this year, is all about coming into mastery of this process of embodying our spirit, which is really powerful. Now, on a personal level, I am in a red Earth year. So everything that is connected to red Earth, every 20 days when red Earth comes up in a different signature is really key for me. I'm in red spectral Earth. I'm in a year 11 of my 13-year cycle of shaping my destiny of blue hand. So for me, it's what's coming to light about how I feel about being on planet Earth, what my triggers are still, where I feel safe, where I don't feel safe. I'm really working with my story on a deep level. And so I can go back to all my red Earth years and really start to look at what was happening for me back then and give myself a bigger picture overview in order to work with that energy around what I want to let go of and key to spectral, and what I want to expand upon to have the courage to move forward and expand my journey, my spiritual journey, which is what we've all come here to do. And once we really understand what our code is and how to work with it and how to let go of the fear, basically, then we become freer and freer. So the card that I've picked today is Realm Shift. And again, so I've been having some amazing cards recently, and I actually did 2 today. So I got two popped out. So I got greater cycles. So the realm shift around greater cycles. So this is key to today. And I also got the Thoth card, Pleasure, the Six of Cups. And again, I'm going to refer you to Eli Thoth if you just check out his website, because he has loads of information on there. Highly recommend you check out him. So this card is all about Scorpio, and it's all about the spiritual fire on a higher level. It's all about experiencing the ecstasy of the Christ consciousness. And it isn't anything to do with a base level. It is all about emotional freedom and access to source, basically. So when we do this journey and we really start to work on an inner level with our story and rewiring that, and I use emotional freedom technique for that, and I really encourage you to check it out because it is absolutely life-changing and so healing, and does clear the mind fog and gives access to really healthy ways to heal, and answers to what herbs we need, what food we need. We get inspiration, which simply means it's coming from a higher source. It's coming from our spirit, our higher self. However you see that, it's coming from something that has not been corrupted by a design with an agenda that isn't about balance and love and equality. And that's what we're returning back to now. This is so key. Once we become really aware of what our story is, and once we have the tools to work with that, once we have the tools to become emotionally intelligent and resourceful and understand how our body works, how our mind works, then we're in a very powerful position to release and be grounded and centered. And so, of course, all of our base chakra, our sacral chakra, and our solar plexus issues start to heal. And literally then our journey on planet Earth changes, our holograph changes. And once we really understand this concept, then we become very empowered. And this is what the 13-year cycle of White Wizard is all about. It's about understanding where we've been in the past, how we got here today, and there's a part of us that believes that we are responsible for all of that, the human being personality. I offer you that it's already scripted. This is what we learn with astrology. This is what opens up as we start to release things that are shielding us, that we're stuck in. We start to realize and surrender to grace, and that we're here as part of a divine story that's unfolding now. And like I said at the beginning, we're at a very challenging turnaround point. And so we are getting squeezed right now. We do have to be disciplined right now. We have to make really good choices now and stop doing any behaviors that do not align with health and truth. Some people call this self-sabotage, and on one level you can say that it is. It's simply doing old behaviors that are no longer serving us, but feel comfortable. They're the comfort zone. And we've been holding these codes and living them ancestrally for thousands of years. So they do feel comfortable, even though often they create very abusive situations for the individual. So it's an amazing time to set an intention today and to see where you are, what's happening to you, have a reality check, see what isn't working for you on a health and wealth level, because it's all interconnected. Nothing is separate. We may have created lots of different roles and different aspects of ourselves, but the truth is, it's all one. It's all connected. It's all allowing something to happen. And the more that we focus on the truth of being well here on planet Earth, everything else will take care of itself in its own good time, as long as we practice these key teachings and be true to ourselves. So I hope you have an amazing 52 days of red earth unfoldment before we go into the green castle of enchantment and really start to see and feel, hear what's going on for you in your own personal world. And also another key program to check out if you haven't watched it already, it's on Sky and HBO, and it's called Westworld. It's a Michael Crichton novel originally, and then it was made into a film back in the 70s with Yul Brynner, and then turned into a series. It's really profound, it's really deep, and there is a lot of violence in it, and which I don't like. The storyline is key, though, to human beings and where we are and what stories we're playing out, because there's a huge deception that the Wild West has gone away. And how can it? Because it's still in people's DNA. Most people are just suppressing it, and it's still creating the story here on the world platform today. This is a key mastery teaching to understand we are experiential beings, and we live from the cosmic code that is in us on a cellular level. Learn the code, clear the code, heal the code, create new code. If you'd like to know more, please do get in touch. Lots of love. Bye for now.